più buono assaggio?
I remember sitting on the white carpet that was hardly visible as it was surrounded by clothes from yesterday and the day before. My sister and I got the smallest room out of 3, which we never really started to question until we began to outgrow the room. The bed frames were the same, white, and it felt like a crown and a cloud at the same time. It felt so girly and dreamlike in that bed frame and made going to bed an experience, a pleasant one, on many nights. When the lights were off, we would look up at the glow-in-the-dark stars that our mom or dad plastered onto the popcorn ceiling. I don't remember if it was my mom or dad, but my sister's was in the shape of the first letter of her name, H, and mine in the shape of almost an M. There weren't enough stars to finish the letter. Over time, the stars lost their glow-in-the-dark feature, and over time my eyesight worsened, and the stars became hardly visible. Except for the rare occasion that I had my glasses on with the lights off, but that didn't really happen. But every time it did, I'd be like, oh yeah, those are there. We got the stars as a gift from someone in ballet class. Some gifts will last almost a lifetime, and the person who gifted will have no idea. I remember starting to first develop my own personal style when I was in the 8th grade. I met Tatum. She was new at school, and our first words were, I love you, because I saw she was wearing a Supernatural shirt, our favorite show at the time. She liked the show enough to get a shirt for it, which meant she liked it as much as me. Which meant that was enough to become friends. We crossed paths at that weird stage where you start to develop and explore the idea of who you want to be in this life, and we did it together. It was exhilarating and fun, and we were just beginning to step into ourselves. The room started to change from inside out. The white walls turned blue and the blue walls began to fill with the pieces of who me and my sister wanted to see ourselves as. We matched the walls with the blue rug from Walmart that unevenly sat between our identical beds. A room where life develops, a room where 2 girls are born, a room that feels as if it birthed me, a room of secrets, a room of ours. I remember moving out of my room before college, deciding what I still wanted to be mine, to be in my hands, because something I love can be in my hands and fill me up. I'm writing things like this to make sure I have the ability to remember things like this, because I want to remember things like this. It's me. Thank you for first of all clicking on this video. That already means a bunch if you decided to watch this video and took the time to. It piqued your interest enough, so I'm really glad this happened and we have this encounter right now. But yeah, I want to start talking I want to start talking in these videos more. Yeah, it's something I want to do. I'm still uncomfortable with it right now, but it's definitely something I want to implement into these little videos. But anyway, I just got home last night. I was abroad and I'm working abroad right now, so it's been 2 months since I've been home, and this time it feels really different. This time it feels like I've been gone from home for multiple months, and I've come back, but this time it feels different. I feel like I'm really growing into myself right now. I feel like I'm at this stage of life where things are really starting to take place and to develop in ways that I'm not used to, which it's exciting, but it's also a little bit scary. And I want to be serious. I want to be a serious person in the world, and but at the same time I also want to take myself seriously and my inner self seriously, and the things I find beautiful in this life seriously, and writing music and even making these videos. These are things that I want to take seriously because it enhances the quality of life. It just essentially makes life more beautiful and worth living. So yeah, that's like why I'm making these videos. That's why I make music. I think that's why like everybody does like something artistic, because it speaks to their soul. It's something not intangible. Intangible, is that a word? Not tangible. Imperceptible. You know, it makes you feel something that is so imperceptible that it's so special, and you want to keep feeling it more and more and more. So these videos and writing music, that helps me. I've been listening to the audiobook by Rick Rubin. It's called The Creative Act. It's not an audiobook, it's an actual book, but I'm listening to the audiobook. I think if you're like creative in any shape or form, then you should read it. There's like also The Artist's Way. I kind of started it, but I didn't really love it. They're both like connected to spirituality, but I feel like The Artist's Way is a lot more like godlike. But I understand like where that's coming from, but I think Rick Rubin's touch on like the spirituality sense of it is a little bit more tasteful. Both of these books kind of touch on the same things. I decided to read this book because I would watch Rick Rubin's interviews with musicians, seeing things as if you were a child for the first time, and experiencing it as if you were a child for the first time. I think helps us see a lot more beauty in the world, instead of walking by all these things, just to like walk in for a moment and just start seeing things and listening and being aware and hearing things. So yeah, I was on the plane and I watched a really good documentary, American Airlines. And they just have really great movies sometimes. In Delta, I watched Fire of Love, I think, on a really long plane ride, and it was just so beautiful. You should watch that. It's about two volcanologists. They're in love, they're married, I'm pretty sure, and they study volcanoes, and they contributed a lot to the research and study of volcanoes. And they're from, I think they're French. I think this was in like the 70s, maybe the 70s, yes, maybe 60s, 70s. I think continued to the 80s. I don't want to say too much, but very beautiful. They contributed a lot to the research of volcanoes, because at the time there wasn't a lot of research on volcanoes, and there's still a lot to discover. But yeah, they loved volcanoes so much because it was something that was so beautiful to them. It was something that was bigger than life, something, when you see something so beautiful and you can't describe how it makes you feel, that is just remarkable. And I think that's how those two volcanologists felt with volcanoes, and they dedicated their whole life to volcanoes. And it even like gave me a newfound like appreciation for volcanoes. But anyway, yeah. I was watching a documentary called Uncropped about a photojournalist, photographer named James Hamilton. I haven't heard of him ever before, but he was really known for photographing a lot of celebrities during the 70s and 80s. And it's a really good documentary, very inspiring, and it's, again, like repeating that idea of seeing things as if it was the first time. Seeing things as if it was the first time you've ever seen it. And I feel like a lot of really good photographers, especially like street photographers, are really able to tune into that way of thinking and way of like being, I think. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. It means a lot. These videos for me feel like very personal, personal, and I really want to make them better. I really want to capture the way I feel better. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I want to be serious about it, and I kind of just want to be serious about everything. I think I just want to be more intentional with the things that I'm creating on this channel. I'm glad a lot of you guys like the playlist. I'm gonna do a playlist once a month. My camera died, and it's gonna die really quickly, but thank you for watching this video, and I hope you can watch more of my videos. Wishing you the best. Bye.